This is Alex Sachs and Ange Gianetti. I have not read any of this yet. This is making me very excited. Let me see. Okay. How's the morning vibe? Says Ange. Alex says, great, actually. Ange, yay. Alex, we had a very good, tough chat with Blake. Oh, you did? I forgot. This is about the trailer. This is the trailer talk. She was eloquent and on point. Called Jamie out in front of me and Justin kindly, but was very direct. Here's the thing that always stood out to me by this comment by Alex. It made Justin not seem like a target of Blake Lively's issues because she said, called Jamie out in front of me and Justin kindly. Alex says hold on. Then he said, it was impressive to watch. And Ange says, goals. Alex says, truly. It was also like, Ange said, how was Jamie? Alex says, man, people with power like her. People with power like her? Are the only, oh, people with power like her are the only ones these guys won't combat. Are the only ones these guys won't combat. He took it. That, again, speaks to the question, if you believe that Blake Lively, people with power like her, I can't believe this is Blake Lively's like evidence, because this speaks highly to something. People with power like her are the only ones these guys won't combat. He took it. Do you understand what you're saying here, Alex? That is not someone people sexually harass. They're not going to sexually harass someone who has the power to do everything that she did. They're not going to harass someone who has an incredibly powerful husband, an incredibly powerful best friend, when they could choose someone who cannot fight back. Now, is it possible that somebody who has power can be sexually harassed? Yes. So I'm not going to put that off the table. But I'm saying if we look collectively at the way Blake Lively conducted herself and the fact that Alex says that he just took it, and that's just the epitome of really things with Blake Lively anyway. She dealt it and they took it. And it could be argued that they probably shouldn't have taken it. And Ange says not a lot of options there. Alex says he did try to clarify that he thought Justin told her about it. And Ange says, this is the wife photo? Alex says yes, and there were other comments. So according to Ange, she thought it was just a photo, right? Instead of a video. And Alex even says yes. So it doesn't give the impression that she thought that the way Blake Lively described it was that she got to see more than a screenshot of it. And she says, oh, geez, did it feel like a good clearing of the air and everyone truly moving on? Alex! Yes, I mean, I did, LOL. Truly moving on, huh, Alex? Cheers to you. She did not clearly move on. I mean, but see, if Alex Sachs thought that this was a clearing of air and a moving on, this is the reason why they didn't think it was a big deal and they've moved on. People keep acting like Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath did not take things seriously. But as far as they knew, people had moved on. Everything was okay. Until it was beneficial for her to leverage it. Okay. Ange loved that comment. Alex said, so basically, the other piece was that she was like, you, Jamie, make jokes about how you can't make eye contact with people anymore, as if to undermine and lessen the importance of people not wanting to be comfy cozy on set. She was like, everything is too comfortable. Were you uncomfortable or too comfortable? Was it so comfortable that it was uncomfortable? So it was too comfortable. Don't make people comfortable. Make people uncomfortable, but not that uncomfortable. My version of uncomfortable. What? And then she also mentioned that I guess on day 2, Jamie went into Blake's trailer and she was like, oh, actually, I'm getting body makeup done. Well, you can come in if you don't look. And apparently he was looking in her direction the entire conversation when she turned around. And she says, not good. Alex says, nope. And Justin is more concerned that they receive his note to them than basically anything else. And Ange says, too comfortable equals not professional. Okay, too comfortable equals not professional? Too comfortable equals not professional. Too comfortable is not SH. It's just not SH. Alex says, I'm sure Blake had also shared that all with Jenny. And Ange said, God, no. And Alex says, which is why Jenny had such a reaction. Jenny actually was happy to receive. So that's good. Blake, I haven't asked yet and likely won't. Not necessary. Ange said, with the notes, it's not about him in this circumstance. Talk cheap, act. Alex says also she doesn't respond to limits. Oh, she does. Also she doesn't respond to limits, but then she corrected that to say does. She does respond to limits. She does. This all could have been avoided. Ange said, "Oh, good then on Jenny. Good." Alex says this morning she was like, "Can we talk before rehearsal?" And I was like, "No, but we can talk after so the crew can start working." And she was fine. So maybe not all avoided, but some avoided for sure. And she says, "Exactly." And Alex says, "I need to bring a new AD team in. Um, it's 2 hours into the day and I still don't have a shot list." And when asked, our AD, Justin, etc., seems confused. Well, this person has it. This person has it. I need it written down every morning. What was the point of our last 2 days of meetings? Okay, so this is where Justin and them had to do better, right? And this is where Blake Lively probably felt the need to be the savior of the shoot, which is that it sounds like there's things that like needed to be written down or have a process, and they were failing at doing that, which caused headaches and frustration. Ange said, "How is that possible? Two people in a scene?" Exactly. Alex says, "If I punch the wall." Ange says, "Putting you on a text with Lieberman now." Alex says, will my hand surgery be covered by workers' comp?" Ange says, "I will personally cover if they don't." Alex says, "Okay, great." Ange says, "I mean, how is that even possible on day one after all this? When was shooting supposed to start?" Alex says, "Exactly. That's what's disturbing." Ange says, "What does Justin say?" Alex says, "Nothing. Just looks blankly." Ange says, "No words fit to print." Alex says, "Precisely." Ange says, "You shooting yet?" Alex says, "No, this is a joke. We need new ADs immediately. First shot 4 hours after Blake landed." And Ange says, "Did Jamey get it?" Alex says, "Bye." Yeah, I think so. The suicide story does not work at all. We're not even out of the master, gonna break for lunch. Justin is lost. Ange said, "Brandon did it so good in his audition. Isn't two people sitting on a couch? What is the master?" Alex says, "I know." And Ange says, "If you can, call me on your way home." Alex says, "Will do. Did you watch the karaoke dailies? We just saw a cut scene." Ange says, "Yes, I watched. How is it?" Alex says, "Terrible, but not because of the cutting." Ange, "No chemistry?" Alex, "Overlit. The coverage is terrible. We had a ton of background and see none of it, so it looks like an indie movie with no money and no chemistry. It needs to be reshot. We can do it with Vegas." And in Dailies, there is no background, like 3 people, I thought, because if money. Alex says, "We had a ton of background that day. And could you not see on monitor no people in any shot? I saw like one lady standing." Alex says, "You can see them on some of the karaoke coverage. It's that 2 shot against the wall that kills us." And yeah, but no chemistry, the bigger issue. Alex, "They should be at a table surrounded by background, but they wanted to shoot it intimately." And emphasized. Alex says, "And yes, chemistry is the problem." Ange says, "Tomorrow party, please, please spend no time on the Alyssa Marshall Lily entrance. It's all about Alyssa Lily's scene, and we need to capture some real heat. Real heat. She's mad at him, but she wants him when they talk at bar after she sees him flirting with another lady. Because karaoke, no heat. Onesie scene, they meet again, and opening day when you see there won't be heat either. These scenes are not staged, shot, or covered over for sexual heat, looks longing, etc." Alex says, "We just talked about it. That's exactly the plan. And I told Jamie same. All we have left is this party moment. First kiss, PJs, roof, dating montage to sell these people are actually mad for each other." Alex says, "Yup. We have the dancing moment, thank God." And little did they know that she was going to turn around and claim SH on that dancing moment. The one moment they thought there was even an ounce of chemistry between these two people. Sony was trying to get some sort of something to show that these people actually like each other. Alex says this is like death by I don't know how many, is that a million or trillion, a bill? I don't even know. Cuts. Ange says, "Ah, yes, the dancing moment, great. The dancing moment, great." And yet she turns around and says that's an SH moment. It's the one moment they thought that they at least look half decent in love. Ugh. I mean, honestly. Mary, it happened, I believe, in June, where the chair situation happened. Sometime in June. Um, once they had their new AD. Ange said, what did Justin say about karaoke scene? Alex says he agrees, and she does a face palm. So Ange says, so he knows. Alex says yes. Ange goes, he's got to be freaked the F out. Oh, proposal suite. We got sweet. Alex says he should be. Ange says, book is sex. Again, I don't know how this is Blake Lively's evidence. How does this help? How does this help Blake out? If anything, it shows us that the real complaint that Blake Lively should have had and probably did is the way that the set was run. It wasn't professional enough. But SH is not it. And Ange is like, but book is sex. The book is sex. And Alex says, we've been off for 6 days and still are unprepared every day. They've had to rewrite the Atlas scene at lunch today. We shot for 90 minutes and then had to redo the entire thing. Okay, but Alex, are you trying to not bring up the fact that literally the reason all of their unpreparedness was from all of the changes that Blake Lively was making to the script on a daily basis? Gosh, they should have just let her walk. They literally should have just let her walk. The headache of dealing with someone like that, they should have just let her walk. Shorty, professional enough. I'm sorry, I questioned that. I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting from reading these text messages, that there's a certain level of like things that should have been prepared. But my thing is, some of those things were not prepared because Blake Lively kept changing things. She kept wanting her PGA mark somewhere. Anyways, Ange goes, Jamie said Blake changed scene. Okay, see? In AM, watching TV. That was like 100 drafts ago. Did Blake RW? Alex says, yeah, right, Blake. I mean, sorry. She's like, it wasn't just Blake. Blake is controllable. Laugh at your face, Alex Sachs. Huh? Blake is controllable? Maybe Blake is controlling. Okay, Mary, I love it. I love Mary. Mary now know what's cap. And she's like, cap. Are you kidding me, Alex Sachs? Blake is controllable? Blake is Did you control her, Alex? Please tell me, Alex, you controlled her. She was so controllable. Okay. That is funny. But at least they are talking about the fact that some of the reasons that there's chaos in this whole thing is because of Blake Lively. At least they have a little bit of that showing. But Blake is controllable is laughable. I hope you're laughing at yourself now, Alex Sachs. You only knew what you knew, I suppose. Alex says the Atlas suicide scene, we shot the master several times before scraping it and going to lunch. And she says they didn't know what scene was about. Why he tells her is a gift. She's at Lois. He's trying to remind her why she's special. Alex, exactly. I had to tell him that at lunch before his meeting with them. There's just no prep happening. And she says, I will try and help next week. Meet after wrap. Talk next day. Next day's work, I mean. Alex says, yeah, there's just a complete lack of decisiveness. And because Justin just wants to be liked, boom. And when they're being nice and chummy, he needs to jump in to feel liked, boom. This is not an SH case. This is not a stinking SH case. I'm sorry. You're saying it yourself. Yes, it's pandemonium. If he just needed to be a leader, right? I guess he needed to be a leader. And he needed to put his foot down. He did. I'm sorry. He did. But this is not SH. This is not an SH situation. This is that's what makes me mad about the whole thing with Blake Lively. She has there's so many things that Blake Lively could have said that was probably true about this set. But instead she went that direction. When even her conversations with Jenny Slate shows that this is the case with Justin. And the fact that she fed those lies to the masses and that there's people who still believe this is an SH case. There's so many other things that if Blake Lively said the set, the set was like not run properly, I can give you that. Because there's enough people talking in different ways about their different jobs that I can give you that. But why did you got to go this direction when the majority of your proof shows otherwise? I am gobsmacked at how ridiculous your decision. I don't understand your decision-making skills. But do I wish that Justin Steve Sarowitz wanted to just put down the gauntlet and say, you understand that I'm funding this thing? He wanted to at least, but Justin and Jamie We're all like, no, that's not the right way to go about it. They wanted to appease an unappeasable person. They wanted to make the fact that Alex Sachs said that Blake is controllable is just so stinking laughable. But she said when they're being nice and chummy, he needs to jump in to feel like instead of continuing to shoot or whatever. Alex knows this is not SH. And even in her deposition, it doesn't give the impression that she ever believed it was SH. She definitely is willing to back up that he didn't run the movie set the way he should have, that it needed to be tighter in production and all these different things. Things were too loose. Things were needed to be tightened up. Fine. But to claim SH, there is nothing in her evidence that says that. If anything, we are consistently shown that she absolutely, she played. So disgusting, honestly. I mean, there's so many things Blake Lively could have told me that there is proof for that I would be like, I have your back on that, Blake. This SH is not it. The SH is just not it. Other things, yes. You have proof of other things. How come you cannot prove the very thing you sued him for? Because you had to have a protected activity. You couldn't say, hey, he just was bad at his job, because then you can't sue for retaliation. And retaliation is what was important to you. So you have to say it's SH? So you can claim retaliation because you opened your mouth and everybody heard what you said and everybody was turned off? And somehow that's his problem? That's your problem. Own some stuff. You want authorship? Take some ownership. Take some ownership of the things that come out of your mouth. And it wasn't even that bad, Blake. Yeah, you were tone deaf. Yeah, you didn't make the best decisions in August. All of that didn't have to become whatever this is now. People moved on. Why couldn't you? Nobody was thinking about you anymore. Was that the problem? Did you want us to keep thinking about you? I don't understand.